this is Athena. We have a little video demo here. As Jess said, it's very much an initial prototype version, but hopefully you'll get the idea of what we're trying to do. So this is the home screen, and it shows the four kind of main features in the app, which are in the bottom tab, but we also put them as tiles here as part of our motivation to kind of make the app as safe and familiar for users as possible. So just making it really clear what these icons mean. So someone like Maria who comes in can be sure of what she's clicking on and feels very comfortable navigating around the app. You can see down the bottom there, it shows that the current country is set to France. The current language is set to English. Those are things Maria could have come in and set herself. If she wants to change that, you can go into settings, say, okay, I'm now in a different country. We'll leave it at France for now because that's where Maria is. So the app kind of, your language and your country underpin everything. So now if we start with the reporting tool, kind of the main tool within the app, the first page of it is just some intro text. Again, with all text in the app, very much aimed at being affirming and validating and safe for the user. So explaining, we're not going to do anything with this. This is totally anonymous. We're not going to publish it. We're not going to put it online or share it with anybody. And even if you don't want to do anything right now, it can be helpful to record what happened to you while the details are fresh in your memory, and just, yeah, kind of explaining that this tool helps to generate some kind of record that you can do whatever you want with. So when we click Start New Report, the first thing we get again is a pop-up affirming and validating someone like Maria to say, remember, you can stop this if it's triggering or you get uncomfortable, and no matter what, your experience is valid. So the reporting tool works by piecing together these questions that make it really easy for someone like Maria to just give yes, no, I don't know, just tick these boxes for answers, which takes a lot of the burden off, compared to giving someone just an empty page to write what happened to them. We can kind of handhold and guide users through this to make it as kind of painless as possible or as easy as possible. So some questions like, were there any witnesses present when the sexual violence occurred? Did you know the person or persons who harmed you prior to the incident or incidents? This hopefully, as we move through these questions, we piece together a better and better picture of what happened. We can ask, it's useful to know if someone has any identifying information. It doesn't mean they have to upload it to the app, but it's just good to know, yes, I have that. Should I be asked for it? And then the last question for this demo is just, are you under 18 years old? So on a full reporting tool, we would have a lot more questions than that and build up a lot more complete of a picture. For the sake of the demo, there's just 4 questions. So we'll click Create Report, and we get this PDF created both in English, which is Maria's chosen language that she's comfortable with, and also in French, which is the language of France, where she said she is located. You can download both and save them to your phone, do whatever you want with them. And again, some messaging there to remind a user like Maria that this might be helpful to show to the police, social workers, medical professionals, etc., just as a useful resource. You can also create as many reports as you want. So if we want to go back to the start and do another one, that's totally possible. So this, you can basically use this on an ongoing basis should you need to. So the next part of the app is resources. Again, this is a very lightweight example of what might be in here, but local resources such as websites to help with anxiety and depression, or local women's shelters. So on a page like this, perhaps Maria has said, okay, I want mental health resources in Paris, and this is something that we found. And we can show it to her. She can open this within the app, navigate the website, this is part of the app that there's a lot of data we can put in here, and this will hopefully just keep growing forever, and it'll get more and more specific and more fleshed out the longer that the app is around. As we expand into more countries, hopefully it'll become quite comprehensive. Move to the next part of the app, which is wellness. So in here, again, possibilities are kind of endless for this. It's a part of the app that can provide resources for your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health. So things like guided meditations or exercises, just maybe literature that is helpful in guiding you about yoga or meditations, advice on how to do yoga as a survivor in a way that's not triggering and is safe. You can have a journal section, and then at the bottom we have a panic attack guide for maybe in a moment of being triggered or having a panic attack, something that can be a safe space or just a grounding exercise. For now, the one that we do have that we can kind of demo a little bit is a sample breathing exercise. So if we open this, what we see is just a very simple, hopefully calming animation and a guided breathing exercise in app. That's very simple, but can be really kind of a powerful grounding tool for general mental health. It's similar to the stuff you kind of see on like the Headspace app or your Apple Watch or whatever. This whole breathing exercise is like 4 minutes long, but it's not. We're going to stop it here in a minute, but we'll let it play so you get kind of a better idea. While this is going, actually, I might just take the opportunity to say that we're developing this app in React Native, which is kind of a techie term, but it basically means that we can use one code base to make an app for both Android and iOS. So that's part of our efficiency that John spoke about, being able to build stuff really fast. And then the last section of the app is the glossary. So again, some hopefully affirming, validating language at the top there to explain what the glossary is and why it's important to understand the specific meanings of all the terms surrounding sexual violence. And then some sample definitions, such as like, what even is sexual violence? How is it defined? Okay, that definition is confusing. What does that really mean? Maria might have questions like, is partner rape sexual violence? Does that count? Yes, it does. Okay, what does that mean? So again, this can be fleshed out with loads more helpful definitions and tailored to different users. And then back to the home screen. So yeah, that's kind of an overview of what we're trying to do with Athena, what it might look like.